What's up, guys? Sorry, again, this is TT from PMAP page on YouTube. Today's tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to build a simple database program or a database interface using Microsoft Access 2010 and connecting it to an interface using Visual Studio VB 2010. First of all, we go and launch a new project from actually I have just done that. We launch a new project from Visual Basic 2010 and put a simple form called form 1 to the project. We can change the text member to contact book because we are gonna build a simple contact book for a simple uses by Visual Studio 2010. Your screen should look like this. We should have a data grid view here. A data grid view component can be selected from or can be added from toolbox data grid view. You add a data grid view. I changed the name of the data grid view to contact view, and we can and you have to add a new record. Actually, this is a simple tutorial from a series of tutorials that I'm gonna show you later on how to connecting and interfacing and using Microsoft Access 2010 interfaced with Visual Basic 2010. So for today's tutorial, we are gonna show you how to build a simple program that communicates with a simple database with one table called contact and adding new records to that contact and displaying the results here. Okay, so your screen should look like this, as we said. Data grid view with a new record button for this tutorial for today, and a group box that will contain our text boxes of edition. A group box can be added from the toolbox, toolbox group box. Where is it? Yes, group box. You add it to the form. You have to add these fields: first name, last name, phone number, mobile number, email address, and a new button called save changes to save the changes after we add a new record. Okay, the group box, I named it as gbox edit for simplicity. Gbox edit means group box for edition, and the text of it is edition and navigation. First name is a text box called text fname, first name, with no text in. Last name, text last name. Phone number, mobile number, email address. And save change button is called button save changes, and the name of new record is called button new record. So let's go on. Now we go to Microsoft Access 2010. You can search it like this, Microsoft Access 2010. This is Microsoft Access 2010, and you can build a new simple database that is called it MyBase for tutorial purposes, because we are gonna call the path by this name, MyBase, in this tutorial. Actually, I have built a simple table in the database called contact. I've done I have built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 fields in the table. So the ID field, the first name field, the last name field, phone number, mobile number, email address. You can add a new database just by clicking on file new blank database, and the table design view, name the table as you want. Okay, here is the fields. ID, put it as number, first name as text, last name as text, phone number as, actually I'm just illustrating the concept because our database is already ready, mobile and email. That's it, and you go double click on or save it. You must first save the table, click yes. These are the 6 fields have been built, but we are not gonna save it. We are gonna go back to our MyBase database and to contact table. So this is our database. Just you have to actually save the database to your new project path in documents, Visual Studio 2010 projects. Go to projects. Our projects for this tutorial is named as My Database System, so click on it, My Database System folder, and there is a subfolder called bin, debug subfolder. Here you have to save your database, because in our tutorial we will call the database in a connection. We will communicate it using this path. You can put it wherever you want, but you have to take this in consideration in the code. So we go back to the code, and I have just written the code. I'm gonna explain it now. We are going to use OleDB. It is a library or a group of libraries. Actually, it's a group of libraries that is used to communicate and establish interfacing with the database using Visual Basic, .NET, and 2010. So you go to this line and type imports. Means get the library, import system.data.oledb. In your form class, actually I'm not doing an object-oriented programming here, but I'm just doing an functional programming. Sorry. You first type this piece of code for declaration. So the first line defines the connection of OleDB object. This connection is an object that will, by means, we will communicate with the database. So my connection is an object that communicates or establish communication between the database and the interface we are building in Visual Studio. Then my adapter as OleDB adapter. So this defines the adapter OleDB object. The adapter is an object that communicates between the actual connection that we have established before and the data source, which is the database, Microsoft Access database. Because in Visual Studio there is no direct communication between the connection object and the Microsoft Access, but instead we just have to declare a new object called data adapter. The third line is command CMD builder. This is my name convention. CMD builder, command builder. It's an OleDB command builder. Defines a command builder for OleDB. A command builder is an object. Is actually an object that builds SQL commands. You can learn about SQL commands in Google. SQL commands are structural query language commands that are used to communicate and to modify, configure the databases, either in Oracle, SQL servers, or even Microsoft Access. So to build the commands, the command builder takes the job. You don't have to write SQL commands here in this tutorial. Dim dataset is a new dataset. It is a group. The dataset is a group of data. It is a set of data. It's an object that carries all the data. This object where we are going to put our tables, which is the contact table only. My table as a new data table. Define a table. It's an object called a table. F name as a string, variable to carry the first name. Last name as a string, variable to carry the last name. Phone number as a string to carry the phone number. Mobile number to carry the mobile number. Actually, I put the two numbers as string because, you know, there may be country introduction, prefixes, plus, etc., and other signs. So I can't use numbers here, and for simplicity, I can use string. Email address as string, variable to carry the email addresses. Max rows as integer, the variable to carry the maximum number of rows in our contact table. The maximum number of rows. For further uses, we are gonna show you how to use max rows here. Now we go to the load. For form 1 load, try. Try is a statement to handle errors. It means that try this piece of code and catch any exception, handle it by some procedures. Here the procedure is a simple message box. So try the following piece of code and handle errors. First, you're gonna construct a new connection object, initializing instance. We have declared before that my connection is an OleDB connection. We have to initialize it now. My connection equals a new object of Ole connection. Now below we define the provider and the data source all in what is called connection string member. The provider is the database provider, which is here Microsoft ACE OleDB 12.0. It is written like this. And the data source is our application path. The data source is our application path. Sorry. It is the application path and the mybase.accedb database. So my connection string. The connection string carries the provider name and the path of the database. My connection.open. Actually, the providers, you can Google them. There are a list of Microsoft providers for OleDB and ODBC providers for database issues. Now, my connection.open is a method to start the connection. So it goes and just sends the database if it exists by the provider, so the connection succeeds. If not, the connection fails and it will give an exception. Anyways, my adapter, it is the data adapter. We have to create a new adapter object. Here you have to put one SQL command by yourself. It does not have to be done by a command builder. You have to write it. Now select means get all. Select star from contact. Get all information from the table contact that is reached by the connection named my connection. Initializing the adapter settings. So my adapter equals new OleDB. Select means get all information, all fields, all records from the table which is named contact that is reached by the my connection object. Command builder. Now we have to create a new object of command builder, which is new OleDB command builder, and join it to the my adapter. So the command builder when you use adapter commands, which they are update, insert, delete, etc., any commands, the command builder will convert these commands or these members or these methods to SQL statements and send them to the database. So join the builder with our adapter. myAdapt.fill dataset contact. So the dataset is a group of tables or a group of records or a group of data that were declared before here, and we have to fill it by the table contact using the adapter. So the adapter communicates by the command select all from contact, and it gets all the data. It fills it from the contact table to the dataset. So here in our tutorial, and every tutorial, every code like this, it does not deal with the database directly. It deals all our interface deals with the dataset. So I have to carry all the records and shift them, copy them to the dataset. I have to modify the insert, delete from, insert to, or delete from the dataset. Then I have to update the source, which is our database. So this fill commands the adapter to reach our contact table and fill the dataset with all information from it. Max rows equal dataset.tables contact.rows.count. So you have to fill the integer variable, which is named max rows, by the number of rows in our contact table that was copied to dataset. Put the number of records rows in max rows variable for further uses. All the code is to be given in the description below. You have to look in the description link and it will be given to you. Contact view. Contact view is our data grid view. This contact view dot data source equals dataset dot table contact. Here it tells the data grid view that it should take data from dataset. The data grid view should fill itself by the dataset tables. Actually, the dataset for now has one table, which is the contact, our database table. Data contact view dot refreshes the data grid view. Contact view dot allow users to add rows equal false, prevent users from adding rows directly by the data grid. I prevent, by this line of code, I prevent users from adding any rows by directly clicking or entering data here. So I have to add new records only by clicking this button, and as I'm gonna show you later on. Okay, contact view dot read only equals true, means prevent users to directly edit data grid view. I don't have to edit the data grid view directly. I just have to edit it by my interface buttons and text boxes. Catch exception as exception. If any error occurs, just catch it and handle it by this simple procedure, which is a simple error message box. A fatal error corrupted the connection process. VB new line and exit. EX to string means view the error message, the details of error message. VB critical means the type of the error message is critical. Error is the title. End try statement. Now, in the new record button, we have to add a new record. Take care that the name is button new record. When a new record is to be added, make all text boxes in group box enabled. Actually, I am disabling all the group box for each time of launching the application. All text boxes are not enabled. All text boxes are not enabled. As you can see here, they are not enabled. So once I click the new record, all text boxes should be enabled. For each text box in group box controls, if the type is text box, then you have to enable it. Next. So this for statement checks all the text boxes and make them enabled. Button save changes dot visible equals true. Firstly, I'm just hiding the save change button each time of launching. As you can see here, disabling all text boxes and hiding the text. Once I click here, everything should be enabled and activated and should be shown. So show the save changes button. In the save changes, after I click this, I will activate the group box controls and show them. So in the save changes, after I add all the data that I want, dim new row as a data row, an object, define a new row object variable. Below, deselect selected rows if any of them was selected. Actually, this row is only for manipulation. For each data row in contact view.rows, data row.selected equals false. Deselect everything. I don't want anything to be selected. Now, max rows dot equals dataset dot tables. Our table is contact. Dot rows dot count. Set the variable max row value. Get the count of rows in the table contact and put them in the max rows. First name variable that was declared before is initialized by the text name text box which is named text fname.text. Set the variable that carries first name, set the variable that carries second, last name, phone number, mobile, etc. by these lines. New row equals dataset.tables contact.new row adds a new row to the dataset. This line adds a new row to the dataset. A new row has 6 cells as we 6 fields as we have shown you before. Field the ID, the F name, name, phone number, mobile number, and email. So the item number 0 is the ID. It should carries the max rows. Assign value to ID cell with the max number of rows. Item number 1 is the F name, first name. Assigns value to the first item in the new row, first name. Remember, item 0 is for ID. It's a primary key. It's a primary key. It's in database terminology. It does not have to be. It has to be unique, and it does not have to be repeated. New row dot item 2 is the last name. Item 3 is the phone number. Phone number is here. Item 4 is the mobile number. Item 5 is email address. Dataset.tables contact. Actually, here you can use the index that I used before, which is 0, or you can use the string contact. The name of the table or the index of the table, it doesn't matter. Dataset.tables contact.rows.add new row. So add the new row to the table. Here we added new row to the dataset, and here we have to add the new row to the table itself. After filling the items, you add the new row to the table. Now my adapter.update dataset.tables contact. Here updates the dataset after adding new row. And the update command goes directly to command builder, as I have shown you before. It goes directly to command builder by my adapter parameter to command builder, and it is converted to an update SQL language, and it's sent directly to the database. Now let's continue. Contact view.data source equal dataset.tables contact. Updates the data grade control on the form. Updates the data grade control on the form. And refreshes it. Contact view.rows max rows.selected equal true. Selects the added new row. Selects the final row, which is the added new row. Below, it disables all text boxes and clears them again. After adding the new row with its all items, I have to disable and clear all the text boxes that were filled before. For each control, actually this is a variable name, you can name it as you want. In GB box edit.controls, if type of the control is a text box, then enable is false and clear it. Next, then button save changes dot visible, again hide the save button and increase the max rows by 1. Increase number of rows of table by 1. So now let's try to add some rows. So this is our interface. Now I'm gonna click new record. I'm gonna add a new name. And a new phone number, +550 for example. And a new mobile number, +550. And the new email address. Save changes. Click. That's it. It was updated. So the ID is 0, John Smith, the phone number, the mobile number, and the email address. Again, you can see that all text boxes were disabled and the save button was vanished. So again, you can add anything you want, just for clarification. That's it. It was updated. So this was our tutorial for today. Hope you get the beneficial lines from the tutorial. Wait for my new tutorial for adding a searching button here and some more buttons for modification and configuration. Thank you very much. Bye.